With Caitlin Clark's meteoric rise, the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, was once riding a wave of momentum. Even seasoned WNBA stars like Aja Wilson had never experienced the same level of buzz as the star from Iowa, who brought new attention to the league by packing arenas, increasing viewership, and generating buzz that had never been seen before. However, after Clark's early exit from the playoffs, that momentum came to a screeching halt, leaving players, fans, and league executives to grapple with a shocking new reality. The league is currently confronted with one of its most significant challenges to date as a result of the huge reduction in attendance and the precipitous drop in ticket prices. So, what took place? What caused the league to go from a state of high excitement and packed stadiums to a state of empty seats and a rapid decline in financial stability almost overnight?
Let's just say the ratings aren't the same with Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever now eliminated. Game 1 of the Aces Liberty matchup on Sunday drew an average of 929. However, that was down nearly 50% from last Sunday's Fever Sun contest. By the way, not only was viewership down, but attendance was as well.
When Caitlin Clark was playing in the WNBA playoffs, tickets for those games were selling for hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars just a few weeks ago. Ticket sales were at an all-time high, and games were quickly becoming events that fans simply could not miss. What now? A ticket can be purchased for a price that is lower than the cost of popcorn. Having Clark off the court is a sign that the Women's National Basketball Association is going through an existential crisis. This is a stark contrast. Additionally, it was not just about the prices of tickets. Stadiums are more empty than they have ever been, which has transformed playoff games into eerie events that leave fans wondering about the future of the league.
As the team progresses through the playoffs, tickets get more and more expensive, which is why I was incredibly confused to see tickets at the Target Center in Minnesota selling for as low as $10.
$10? You could buy a whole row and still have money for snacks.
According to StubHub, seats that are damn near courtside, they're going for $65. You can sit directly behind the female Suns bench for $60. I noticed that the upper bowls of the Target Center were unavailable. I wonder why they're not offering tickets in those sections because they can't sell the damn seats in the lower bowl.
During the time that Caitlin Clark was still competing, it was not unusual for courtside seats to become available for sale at prices exceeding $4,000. The star guard was so popular that fans couldn't get enough of her, and her presence elevated WNBA games to the status of marquee events. As of right now, you can purchase a ticket for the lower bowl for as little as $10, and even those seats aren't selling out. Currently, stadiums that were designed to accommodate 20,000 spectators are having trouble filling even half of that capacity. It serves as a stark reminder of how important Clark was to the overall surge in popularity of the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, as well as how quickly the league's fortunes have changed without her. In light of this unexpected decline, what steps is the Women's National Basketball Association taking? As a result of the league's response, many people are left wondering what they should have done differently, such as improving their marketing or discovering new ways to attract fans. According to reports, Aja Wilson, one of the most prominent stars in the league, went nuts after witnessing the diminishing crowds and the extremely low prices of the tickets. As someone who has put in a lot of effort to raise awareness about the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, Wilson is understandably frustrated by the league's inability to keep up its momentum without Clark. However, it is not just a matter of losing a few games or sales of tickets. The financially stable future of the league is in jeopardy as a result of this crisis.
If you look before Caitlin, attendance was around 5,000. Since Caitlin, she sold out every game this year, so that's an increase of about 10,000 tickets per game.
The WNBA's brand was completely revamped as a result of Caitlin Clark's dominance in the league. There were casual sports fans who became interested in the league as a result of her presence, and there were even people who had never watched a women's basketball game before. It was impossible to miss her on television because of her ability to light up the scoreboard and hit incredible shots from a great distance. The league, however, is once again struggling to maintain its relevance now that she has left. Ticket sales and viewership have suddenly dropped, which is evidence of one thing. The Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, had attached itself to Clark, and now they are experiencing the consequences of not having a backup plan.
But you have this Caitlin Clark that sets the college basketball world ablaze, then wants to take her talents to the WNBA. All she wants to do is play basketball, bring more eyeballs to all the teams.
The statistical data tells the story. 1.84 million people tuned in to watch Caitlin Clark's first playoff game, which established a new record for the most viewers to watch a WNBA playoff game in recent years. To put that into perspective, viewership has decreased by more than 50% since she left the show. What was once perceived as a season that would be a turning point for the league is now perceived as an opportunity that was lost. To add insult to injury, it is not only the fans who are taking notice, advertisers and sponsors are also paying attention. The frustration that A'ja Wilson is experiencing is not surprising, given that she has been a consistent advocate for the expansion of women's basketball. She is aware that the league requires more than one superstar in order to continue existing, but it has become abundantly clear that the strategy of the WNBA, which was to heavily rely on Clark, was a gamble that was short-sighted. The Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, needs to learn from the National Basketball Association, NBA, which promotes multiple stars from multiple teams and makes each game feel like an event. It is A'ja Wilson who is the most knowledgeable about this. She has been one of the most consistent performers in the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, but even she is feeling the sting of playing in arenas that are nearly empty after Clark's departure. The league runs the risk of alienating its best players and possibly losing them to teams located in other countries, where the earnings are higher and the opportunities are more plentiful. This is because the league does not have a clear path forward.
Grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. Also grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030.
The WNBA is currently at a pivotal juncture. Is it possible for the league to generate long-term interest without relying on a single player to carry them throughout? The players who are among the best in the league, such as A'ja Wilson, are aware that this is not just a problem with Caitlin Clark. Rather, it is a problem with the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA. The league needs to devise a strategy that will allow it to promote multiple stars, generate excitement over an extended period of time, and guarantee that fans will not lose interest in the league after a major player leaves the spotlight. The Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, is dealing with the harsh reality that they have put all of their eggs in one basket, and it is beginning to cost them.
Since Caitlin Clark was eliminated from the playoffs, WNBA ratings have declined 50%.
What takes place after this could be the deciding factor in the league's future. One or two stars who are on the verge of breaking through is not enough. Every team in the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, needs to have players who are marketable and have the ability to attract attention and fill seats. At this very moment, the league is frantically trying to figure out how to produce the same level of excitement that Clark brought. But without her, the task appears to be nearly impossible to accomplish. It is no longer just about the prices of tickets or the number of empty seats. To survive is the goal here. Or else the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, runs the risk of losing the momentum that they have worked so diligently to build over the course of the past few years. This circumstance raises more significant questions regarding the manner in which the league promotes its players. For the purpose of ensuring that no single player bears the burden of the entire league on their shoulders, what are some ways that they can better balance the spotlight? There is a lot of talent in the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, including A'ja Wilson, Breanna Stewart, Kelsey Plum, and a lot of other players, but the league has not yet figured out how to attract and keep the attention of the public for all of its stars. It is abundantly clear that Clark's departure has brought to light a glaring flaw in the promotional strategy of the league, and if the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, is unable to make the necessary adjustments, the consequences could be severe.
Caitlin got all of this exposure. She's getting endorsements because she's unique. It's like Steph Curry's unique, Tiger Woods' unique. Not everybody gets it just because, hey, I put in 10 years in the WNBA or the PGA Tour or the NBA. It doesn't work that way.
The Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, needs to learn from the National Basketball Association, NBA, which promotes multiple stars from multiple teams and makes each game feel like an event. It is Aja Wilson who is the most knowledgeable about this. She has been one of the most consistent performers in the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, but even she is feeling the sting of playing in arenas that are nearly empty after Clark's departure. The league runs the risk of alienating its best players and possibly losing them to teams located in other countries, where the earnings are higher and the opportunities are more plentiful. This is because the league does not have a clear path forward. It is impossible to deny the influence that Caitlin Clark has had on the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, and the fact that she did not make it to the playoffs brought to light the league's vulnerability. A combination of athleticism, charisma, and a profound connection with fans is something that many leagues aspire to cultivate, and Clark brought that spark to the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA. In comparison to many other athletes, she stands out due to her ability to captivate the imagination of the general public and to fill arenas all over the country. Not only did Clark play basketball, but she also brought a sense of theater to the game, which elevated every moment she was on the court to the level of television that was absolutely essential to watch. It has been difficult for the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, to achieve the same level of excitement since Clark's departure. Those who tuned in to watch her long-range shots, incredible assists, and fiercely competitive spirit are now left wanting more. The energy that she brought to the entire league is something that is being missed, and it is not just that she is being missed as a player. Clark is more than just an athlete. She is a cultural phenomenon, and the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, needs to acknowledge that they are going to have a difficult time sustaining the same level of engagement on their own without her. One of the most telling characteristics of a superstar is their ability to inspire those around them. That is exactly what Caitlin Clark did, not only for her teammates, but also for the basketball league as a whole. While playing in the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, Clark was able to transform casual spectators into devoted fans, create narratives that captivated the entire sports world, and bring a new level of visibility to the sport of women's basketball. Such an influence is extremely uncommon and extremely valuable. Due to the fact that she is no longer present, the league is experiencing firsthand how much they relied on her to generate viewership, ticket sales, and buzz on social media. On the other hand, it is not simply a matter of filling seats. Rather, it is about changing the narrative of women's sports. With her accomplishments in the spotlight, Caitlin Clark has become a symbol of what women athletes are capable of accomplishing. She has demonstrated to the world that female athletes are capable of captivating audiences and drawing massive attention. The WNBA has become a more integral part of the conversation about sports as a result of her story, which has inspired young women to pursue a career in basketball. Without her, the league will need to come up with innovative ways to maintain the same narrative. One of the most important lessons that can be learnt from the current situation in the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, is that any league can be put in jeopardy by placing an excessive amount of reliance on a single player. Clark is an extraordinary talent. However, the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, needs to make more efforts to promote other stars and build long-term fan engagement that is not dependent on a single athlete. There are players in the league who have tremendous talent, such as Aja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Kelsey Plum. However, the league has not marketed them with the same level of intensity. This presents an opportunity for the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, to cast the spotlight on a wider variety of players, thereby ensuring that the appeal of the league is not so dependent on the accomplishments of a single player. This has nothing to do with minimizing Clark's influence, quite the opposite. Since Clark is a talent that only comes around once in a lifetime, her impact on the league will continue to be felt for many years to come. However, her absence ought to serve as a wake-up call for the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, to construct a foundation that enables sustained interest even when its most prominent player is away from the court. It is imperative that the league seize this opportunity to expand beyond a single player and establish a system in which each and every game is an event that fans absolutely cannot miss, with multiple stars attracting their attention. In the end, Caitlin Clark's impact on the Women's National Basketball Association is still maturing. The WNBA has a lot of potential, but her absence from the playoffs has brought to light some weaknesses in the league's structure. However, it also highlights how much potential the league has. Clark demonstrated that there is a significant demand for women's basketball when it is effectively marketed and when the players are given the attention that they are due. The Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, faces the challenge of ensuring that this success is not a fleeting moment, but rather a movement that is sustained and continues to grow. The Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA, has the potential to position itself for long-term success if it capitalizes on the momentum that Clark has generated and finds ways to amplify the voices and stories of other players. Despite the fact that Caitlin Clark is a pioneer, she shouldn't be the only one illuminating the path forward. Creating a league in which multiple players have the opportunity to shine is essential to the future of the Women's National Basketball Association, WNBA. This will ensure that fans continue to be engaged and excited regardless of who is playing on the court. What are your thoughts on this situation? Let me know down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.